Right. And we just went round the corner.
They're coming.
Well done, Nick, we're behind you.
Give us speed!
Come on, Nick!
Let me get here. Kept himself for a little while to make an interview by 2 police officers. We know.
Following the arrest of yourself today, Nick, would you like to explain, was there any prior notice to your arrest this morning?
Well, I was arrested at about 6:30 or just after this morning, woken up with a bang on the door, and there's cars in the yard, so I leaned out the window and said, "It's Plod, is it?" So, yes, it's Plod. So I had plenty of time to get dressed and so on, let me have a shave, etc., say goodbye to the kids. Middle daughter has a shocking asthma attack, waking up with a policeman virtually in a bedroom, but that's occupational hazard. So then they brought me heading over to West Yorkshire. We knew it was coming. We've got a contact within the Crown Prosecution Service who told us several days ago that there's going to be more of these arrests, that's going to include me, that the aim of this, and this is it's a disgraceful thing, but the Crown Prosecution Service are pretty sure they haven't got a case, especially against me, because almost everything I was saying was talking about the Islamic threat, and until we get the new law against incitement to religious hatred, so-called, I haven't committed any offence, so they know their case is a crock. But nevertheless, the idea was they arrest us now, and obviously, shortly before Christmas, it's designed to make people, activists, their wives think, well, if you're involved with the BNP, you might get a raid on the house, what about the kids just before Christmas and so on. So it's intimidation now, and then the plan is, and we were told this several days ago, that next springtime we'll be bailed to appear and we will be charged. And lo and behold, today I've been bailed to appear early in March here. That will be charged in March, so it's before the general election. So it gives time for that to filter into the public and beyond all the leaflets that we're inciting racial hatred and so on, intended, as the Crown Prosecution Service say, to knock our electoral chances. And that after the election, because they know it's a crock, the odds are they'll drop the case.
Have we got any other tip-offs of any other future pressure from the state against the BNP?
Yeah, we've had a tip-off from within a West Yorkshire police station this evening, but as far as the police are concerned in West Yorkshire, it's not actually Nick Griffin they're after. It's rank and file organisers and activists, and that they want a big sweep, and the people, and in particular, they're after the individuals, they're also after their hard drives. So people, basically, what you need to get from now on is removable hard drives, or ship them somewhere else. There's nothing on them which is a problem, but it's membership lists, it's things like that that they're after. So that's coming from one source, and similarly the source in the Crown Prosecution Service has said that this isn't about just prosecuting Nick Griffin, Mark Collett, John Tyndall. This is about trying to close down the British National Party, and from that Crown Prosecution source and the West Yorkshire Police source, and one of the police officers I've been speaking to today, who said that he doesn't believe in conspiracy theories, he thinks we're inclined to be conspiracy mad, but he said this goes right to the top of the government, and he said it is a conspiracy and they're trying to close you down. So we've got those words basically, they're trying to close you down from 3 different police sources. All I can say to that really to people is that's what they're going to try and do. I think it'll blow up in their faces, and we've got to remain calm and sensible, and whatever the provocation and the problems are, understand that our enemy are the people running the British state. It's not the Asian woman in the corner shop, it's not even the Muslim community down the road. The enemy is the British state, it's the Blairs and the Plunketts. They are the people that we have to beat and get rid of to turn this thing around.
You've obviously had a very long day in police custody. Just explain to people what has actually happened, what your day involved.
Well, we left my home at about, I suppose, 7 o'clock, once I got shaved and so on. I had a doze in the back of the car, just for fun, and I woke up and said, what the hell are we doing here? Because they took the most ridiculous route possible. Then they teach you map reading anymore. couldn't believe it, and the way they went to West Yorkshire, considering the public's paying for the petrol, was outrageous. So about 4 hours later, instead of 2¼ hours, because I normally run to Halifax, we got here. So they stuck me in the cell for a little while. No, check you've got no belt. They even check that you haven't got string in your underwear in case you're going to hang yourself. Take your shoes off. Ask me, was I going to self-harm myself or attack anybody? No, I don't think so. And left me in there for a bit. Then once they're very reasonable, decent actually, all the police officers bar one that I've met today were thoroughly ashamed of themselves with what they're being made to do. There's no doubt about it. They're absolutely disgusted. So they were very sympathetic, very friendly, very professional, quite proper. So I was in the cell for about half an hour. Then once an interview room was free, they called me into the interview room. And then I was forced to sit and watch myself on DVD for some hours, which I committed better uses of my time, and shown various speeches, and then obviously asked to comment on them. So I gave a short statement which I wrote out to the effect that it's never been my intention to incite any kind of hatred. I don't believe anything I've done has been likely to or even possible to incite racial hatred or any kind of hatred, but in fact by getting an audience and explaining to them that it's not their Muslim neighbours or whatever who are responsible for this, whatever the problems they've got with them are, and the only way we can change it is by changing the political people running the political system. I explained in a short statement that I believe that actually we diffuse tension and hatred rather than causing it. And then I said that we know that the Crown Prosecution Service regard this as a political prosecution on behalf of the government, that is out of order, and also I've got a right under Magna Carta, 800 years established, to a right to silence just because I want it. And although the government purports to have had a law getting rid of that, I don't accept that this rotten, stinking, corrupt government can overthrow 800 years of English law. So for those two reasons, I've got nothing further to say. Without any disrespect to the officers asking the questions, all my future questions are going to be answers to their questions will be answered in 2 words: no comment.